not be played easily by Beal. It is, and the side is retired in the second inning. Nothing across for the Hoppers. Well, they did get a man on, but Donaldson was out trying to steal. Owensboro committing one error. We have played 2 innings. On the Holiday Inn and Suites Convention Center scoreboard, it is Owensboro 4 and the Hoppers nothing.
McGee Pest Control has been serving Western Kentucky and Middle Tennessee with professional care service since 1962. McGee Pest Control is an authorized agent for Termidor Defense Products to fight the spread of termites. Just call 270-885-2847 for a professional representative to come out and find the best way to solve all your termite control needs. They also offer treatment services for roaches, ants, spiders, crickets, ground beetles, rats, and mice. McGee Pest Control with 3 locations to serve you: Hopkinsville, Murray, and Springfield, Tennessee.
Max Arnold & Sons is a full-service petroleum job, a family-owned business dedicated to serving our wholesale and retail customers with fuels and lubricants throughout the Western Kentucky area. This is Max Arnold, and I am proud to join our family's business that my grandfather started over 60 years ago. At Max Arnold & Sons, we're dedicated to customer satisfaction through excellence in products and services. Through our doors, the greatest people ever.
Number 9, Chase Harlan.
This is Hoptown Hoppers Baseball, presented by Chick-fil-A on News Radio WHOV and WHOV.com.
Everything that means all on you. I rock diamonds, she rock diamonds on her collar too.
Got a new pitcher for the Hoppers here in the third, Chase Harlan. Will come on here in inning number 3. Harlan is out of Williamsburg, Kentucky, and Kentucky Wesleyan down in Owensboro. And we'll tell you some of Chase's numbers here in a half a second as soon as we can find them. All right, here's the page. Nope, that's not the page we were looking for. Here we go. This is the page we were looking for. Harlan has appeared in 1 game, 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, which is earned, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and an ERA of 3. Now, I've been getting some notes sent through Twitter to me about the video part tonight on Hoppers TV. I have nothing to do with that. I'm just the audio guy. Reese Davis reached on an error and scored in the first, and he lifts the first pitch foul out of play right side, strike 1. 1 strike to Davis. He'll be followed by Abbott and Arbini in the 3rd inning for the River Dogs. Abbott is a right-hand batter stepping up there, or I should say Davis is a right-hand batter stepping up there. Abbott is on deck. Owensboro 2 in the first, 2 in the second. Pitches the ball inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Davis. Chase Harlan ready with the next. Swing and a miss. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Or 1 ball and 2 strikes, excuse me. I got it reversed. Pitch. Outside. 2-2. Here's a 2-2 hitting the air to center, and that's going to be in the gap in the deepest part of the yard. On his way around first is Davis, and he is going to be in with a leadoff stand-up double. That for Owensboro, their 6th hit and their 3rd double of the game.
Batting shortstop number 13, Dylan Abbott.
They now have 10 of those on the year. They being Owensboro. Dylan Abbott doubled home a run in the 1st inning and got left at second base. Well, we understand Hoppers TV is now working as it should be. Swing and a miss, strike one to Dylan Abbott. Good curve by Chase Harlan. Stitches has arrived in the ballpark, the Hopper mascot. That pitch is in the dirt, going to get away from Lyle, and a wild pitch will move the runner to third base. So a runner at third and a 1-1 count now to Dylan Abbott. Next pitch is swung on and missed. And the count now 1-2. One ball, two strikes. Nobody out, runner at third. The pitch. Upstairs a ball, 2-2. Ground ball through a drawn-in infield. That's a base hit. And Davis comes home to score, and it's 5-0 Owensboro. Abbott now 2 for 2 and has driven in 2 on the night, his first 2 RBIs of the season.
How batting right fielder number 24, J.J. Arbini.
Here's J.J. Arbini, struck out to end the first inning. By the way, the pitching line for Tressler, 2 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs. Two earned, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Throw over to first and the runner back. Harlan comes set. Here it is. Pitch is low and away, and Lyle won't even attempt it. Abbott now 1 for 3 on the year in stolen bases. Want to know the count to Arbini. Now 1-0. Hitter squares to bunt, lays down a beauty. Harlan's only play will be the first, and he throws it away. Abbott comes around to score to make it a 6-0 ball game, Owensboro. Not a good night for the team in red. Owensboro has plated runs in all 3 innings now. 2 in each, as a matter of fact.
Number 8, Noah Gilbert.
Yes, please. Gary Vaught at the mound. We have a conference going on as we speak. Had a chance to visit our friends at Chick-fil-A today. The Peach Shakes are back. I did not have one today, though. But you can enjoy a great meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner anytime with all the sweet treats at Chick-fil-A on Fort Campbell Boulevard. And I was there at 2 o'clock, and, brother, they were busy then. So here's Gilbert at the plate. Runner at second base. Nobody out here in the third inning. Pitches a ball. 1-0 the count. Gilbert at the plate. That error, by the way, on the play with Arbini bunting, charged to the pitcher, Harlan. And it's 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes to Noah Gilbert. 6-0. Owensboro leading here as we play in the third. Dawgs have 7 hits in the game. Here's a ball hit in the air toward right. Tachioka coming on. Runner will not challenge that arm, and for good reason. Boy, he would have been a dead duck, would have been the runner. Arbini at second base. As Tachioka threw a one-hop seed, literally, to Donaldson at third. Tyler McClure up, fouled out to the right fielder the first time. Hoppers trail here 6-0 in the third. Stretch in the pitch. Curveball swung on and missed, strike 1 by McClure. One strike, 1 out. 1 on at second. Now the pitch. Fastball. Strike 2 called. And the count is 0-2. Chase Harlan out of a stretch. The kick, the pitch. Bouncing ball to third. And through Donaldson again. On his way around third, Arbini. He's going to score. And the Dawgs up 7-0. And now they have a little trouble getting the ball back to the infield. So McClure ends up at second base. And the Dawgs end up with another run.
How about him, River Dog? Second base number 16.
Owensboro will send Logan Bland up, who had an infield hit and scored on a wild pitch in the last inning. That will be the 4th error of the night for the Hoppers as Donaldson charged with an E5. First pitch, wasn't watching. Harlan stretches and pitches. That's a ball outside. Count may be, and it is. What is it, Blue? 2-0. Thank you. Two balls and no strikes. The pitch. Fouled out of play, 2-1.
A reminder, return those foul balls to this merchandise table.
You know, we were talking about the heat. According to my friend Miss Melanie, who is in the medical field, okay, games that are played on hot nights tend to go longer than games that are played in cooler weather. Here's a throw back to second, and that one almost got into center field. But J-Rod, a nice job to get back there. And if I remember the facts of the story correctly, it has something to do with the fact that you have to use more oxygen on a hotter day. Apparently a study has proven this. 2-1 to the plate, fouled back 2-2. That one got the window on the press box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And plus you have to hydrate more on a hot afternoon or evening like this than you would on a cooler night. Maybe that's why last night's game took so long, huh? Well, there were a lot of runs scored too. 2-2 to the plate, fouled out of play. Those of you watching on Hoppers TV may have noticed this, and I'm just picking up on it. Several of the Owensboro players are using a green tinted bat. kind of a neon greenish bat, if you will. Kind of like the same color of the Louisville Jockey jerseys. 2-2, 1 out as Bland at the plate. 6-man to bat in the inning. The pitch. Swinging a bouncer up the line at first. Alanis steps on the bag for the out, then looks toward third, but he does not try to get the runner.
Now batting left field number 3, Miles Beal.
2 outs in the inning. Miles Beals had an infield hit, a double, and he's driven in a run. Seven nothing. Owensboro leads it. Here's a ball hit to first again. Alanis will play it on the first pitch, and that will end the inning. Well, Owensboro scores 3 times in the third. They do it on 1-2 base hits, 2 hopper errors, and let's see here, 1 runner left on base, and they have stranded 3. We are in the middle of the third on the Holiday Inn and Suites Convention Center scoreboard with the score. Owensboro 7 and the Hoppers nada. Of the third inning. Garrett Whitaker, a left-hander. This will be his third appearance, 3 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs, all earned. 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, an ERA of 14.7. Whitaker is out of Owensboro and plays at Oakland City University. He replaces Nick Judd here in inning 3. Well, I guess the heat is having its toll on pitchers tonight, too, or pitch counts, what have you. Greg Wild, the second, will lead off the third for the Hoppers. Hitting at even 200, no homers and no runs batted in. Greg out of Louisville plays at the University of Pikeville, a.k.a. U-Pike. It's a shortened version of that. He did not appear here in the game last night. And the right-hand batter takes the first pitch from the lefty for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 7-0. Good guys trail here in the third. Here's a ball lifted to right but foul, and the count evens 1 ball, 1 strike to Lyle. Nick Judd, 2 innings, 1 hit, and 1 strikeout. That's his line on the evening. Next pitch to Lyle. It's 2-1. Two balls and a strike. Next pitch is a strike, and the count is 2-2. Here's a tapper on a bunt. That's going to stay fair, and that's going to be an infield hit for Greg Lyle. How about that? Boy, he played that one perfectly for an infield hit. Du Bois County and Paducah's in the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 to Du Bois County as the Chiefs batting. Franklin off tonight. They get Fulton tomorrow night. Pitches the ball. The count is 1-0. Well, I thought that the Jockeys were supposed to play Fulton tonight, but I guess they're not playing. Strike called. Full count in Henderson in the battle of the division leaders, 1-1 as they play in the third. 7-0 Owensboro here in the third. Pitches the ball, and the count now 2-1 to the batter Alex Archuleta, hitting at .250 on the year with a run driven in. Arch played in the game here last night, went 1 for 5 with an RBI. Here's a ball hit to the right side, handcuffs the first baseman a little. He'll step on the bag. Will Denton for the out, 3 unassisted. Lyle moves to second. Back to the top of the order in Joshua Rodriguez, J-Rod, and a first inning single. Well, now I'm curious to see how much the temperature has gone down. Well, it's 90 now. The heat index makes it feel like it's 103 with the winds out of the north at 7. Well, it has cooled off a little, and that's a good thing. J-Rod on the first pitch pops one up. Who's going to take it? Second baseman has it. And it is Bland putting it away for the out. Two outs, and the hitter now will be Tachioka. Fly to left his first time. Owensboro 2 in the first, 2 in the second. They've scored 3 times here in the third. And they lead 7-0. They have 7 hits. The Hoppers have 2. Hoppers with 4 errors in the game. Owensboro has made just 1. Pitch in the dirt, ball 1. One ball and no strikes to Tachioka. Hoppers will have the next couple of days off before Paducah comes in here on Thursday. 6:30 first pitch. Hoppers radio on the air at 6:10. That pitch is a strike. And the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the 1-1. That's in the dirt. And the ball not found by Gilbert. On his way to third base will be Lyle on the wild pitch. Two and 1 to Ren Tachioka. And he takes a strike on the next one, does Wren, from the relief pitcher Whitaker, and the count 2-2. 2 outs. Deuces are wild. Two balls, 2 strikes. In the dirt, that one's going all the way to the screen. Here comes a runner to the plate. Safe! And it's 7-1. The string is out to Tachioka now at 3-2. Infield hitting a couple of wild pitches, bring a run around for the Hoppers here. Finally, the home folks have a little something to cheer about. Three and two to Tachioka as Garrett Whitaker ready with the next. Here's a ball hit to the right side. Couple of bounces for the second baseman. Bland on the first. And the Hoppers are gone here in the third inning. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. The Hoppers have left 1 on base. So we're through 3 innings on the Holiday Inn and Suites Convention Center scoreboard with the score. Hoppers 7 and Owensboro, or I should say Owensboro 7 and the Hoppers 1.
Volunteers out with the Hoppers crew.
Why not? At this point, anything to cool off.
Batting first baseman at 32, James Denton.
Amen, brother. James Denton takes the first pitch of the fourth for Owensboro for ball 1. Next pitch from Chase Harlan, swung on and missed, 1-1 to count. Now the 1-1. Fastball steer right to called on the inside corner. 1-2 to Denton. Now the 1-2 pitch. Just missed outside, 2-2. Well, let's see. We've had 1 blush tonight. Mark was the cause of that. And this pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt. They'll ask if Denton went around. He did not. The count evens 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Lights coming on here at Tiger Field as we settle into dusk. That was actually a 3-2 count apparently, and that's ball 4. Pitch missed on the board. Harlan with his first walk, and the batter will be Adderley, who's hit into a fielder's choice and grounded to third. Well, I'm surprised Benny hadn't checked in tonight. Curveball. Down low for a ball. That's 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. May be too hot for Ben to. He may be cooling it too. Here's a 1-0 fouled, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, one on for the Dawgs here in the fourth, who lead here 7-1. The pitch. Runner goes, fouled back, 1-2. Well, I want to say while I have a chance here, big thank you to Hoptown baseball coach David Weber for inviting us to come tomorrow night to speak at the Hoptown Tiger baseball banquet to close the 2022 season. Of course, we have a young man on the hoppers, Jacob Dilday, who played on that team this year. Look at the runner back to first. He's there safely. No throw over by Chase Harlan. So we'll look forward to being a part of that with them tomorrow night. Next pitch is up and in, 2-2. Now the stretch, first a throw to first and the runner back. It is a warm night here at the Old Orchard. There's my boy. Here's a pitch. That's a ball, 3-2. Benny, I don't know who sang the anthem tonight. It was a pre-recorded version. I'll try to find out for you. Runner goes, 3-2 pitches, strike three call. Adderley is punched out on strikes for the first out of the inning.
Chase Harlan.
Chase Harlan with his first strikeout. Denton moves to second base.
The DH number 37, Reese Davis.
Here's Reese Davis, who reached on an error and scored in the first, doubled to center and scored in the third. I'm just checking on my peeps. That's why I asked where you were, Benny. Strike called with a good curve from Chase Harlan. All my peeps have checked in for the most part. All right, Ben, I got you an answer. The Gaithersburg Vocal Group. Thank you, Mr. Salmons. Here's a ball lifted in the air down the right field line. Wrong run for Tachioka, but it'll be out of play. Oh, 0-2 to Davis. With one away in the inning. Chase Harlan in relief of the starter, Tressler. Comes set at the belt. Here it is. And he got him swinging for strike three. Well, back-to-back Ks. One looking, one swinging for Chase Harlan. Two outs in the inning. And here is Dylan Abbott. Singled and scored in the last inning. Brought home a run, doubled and scored, or doubled and had a RBI in the first inning. First pitch is ball one. One ball and no strikes. Want to know the count? Two outs in the inning. Owensboro up 7-1 as we play here in the fourth. Strike two called, or strike one called, I should say. 1-1. One ball, one strike. I hate to say it, I'll be glad when the bifocals come, boy. 1-1. Curveball lifted, foul, right side and out of play, and watch the youngsters go after that one. It's almost like watching the Kentucky Derby when they go after those. 1-2 the count. Or the WHOP whopper of an egg hunt for Easter. I mean, they are on a dead sprint. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Time is called, and Abbott is out of the box. pitch. Outside, 2-2. Dylan Abbott, the River Dog shortstop at the plate. Harlan comes set. Here it is. Pitch in the dirt, and the string is out at 3-2. Good save by Lyle. Otherwise, Denton ends up at third. Three and two the count. Time called now. We'll get a new baseball for Harlan. Here comes my man Nixon with some new apples for the umpire. Darren Clark calling the balls and strikes. Don Gilmore umpiring at first. Rick Erickson along the third base side. Stretch now by Harlan. Kicking a pitch. And that is ball four. That's his second walk of the inning. And here is Arbini, who reached on an error by the pitcher Tressler, or rather the pitcher Harlan, in the last inning, and has struck out. He's also scored a run. Owensboro, 2 in the second, 2 in the first, and 4 in the third, leading here 7-1. And we are getting a little breeze, but it's a warm breeze. Here's a ball in the left field for a base hit. Runner around third. He will score. And it's now 8-1. Arbini with an RBI single. As Denton comes home to score.
Noah Gilbert.
As Noah Gilbert comes to the plate. Stopping at second base is Abbott. And Arbini with his first RBI of the year. So Owensboro has scored now in every inning. Curveball is over for a strike. The El Presidente is in the house. Mr. Bruce. 1 strike, 2 outs. Harlan delivers. Ground ball towards short. J-Rod bobbles, but he comes up, goes to the bag in time to get the force play. 6 unassisted on Arbini.
Get those tickets out,
Fourth inning is over. 1 run. Let's see, 1 hit, no hopper errors, 2 left, and 5 stranded altogether for Owensboro. So now the River Dogs, who have scored in every inning, take an 8-1 lead on the Holiday Inn Suites and Convention Center scoreboard going to the bottom of the fourth. Let's pause on Hoppers Radio. Leading off the.
Correction, I had that wrong.
Wait a minute. I thought it was Vergara.
16, Louis Vergara.
That's what I thought. Vergara leading off the fourth. I thought, wait a minute, Mr. Colley, where are you going with an extra batter on me here? Here's Vergara trying to bunt. Foul at the plate. Strike one. One strike to count. Let's get El Presidente in here for a minute. Let him visit with us. John Bruce, the president of the Ohio Valley League, made the magical mystery tour, made it to the Hoppers field tonight. I don't blame you with as hot as it is out, brother.
Oh, it's a beautiful night out.
Beautiful night. Yes, it is a beautiful night. Strike two called. It's 0-2 to Vergara.
I guess I've been outside more than I should because this doesn't feel all that hot.
So what are you saying as that pitch is high 1-2 from Garrett Whitaker? You haven't been like mowing the lawn today or anything like that, have
Not
you?
today. That was yesterday.
That was yesterday. Okay. You beat the major heat then is what you're saying. 1-2 to the plate.
But I look out and go, that may be in my Wednesday or Thursday.
There you go. 2-2 to Vergara.
But I've broken that down now. Basically, it's a 2-day event for
Well,
me.
that's smart. You got it. You got it down to a science, boy. Yes, sir. 2-2 to the plate, and that is in the center field, and that's a leadoff single for Vergara. Hoppers with just their third hit of the game. The batter will be Luke Janier, and before he bats, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on Hoppers Radio.
On air and online, this is WHOP AM Hopkinsville, W237BV Hopkinsville, and WHOPAM.com. Hopkinsville's news, weather, and sports station.
8-1 good guys as we play in the bottom of the fourth. And Janier flied to center his first time. Well, you have a comment from Mr. Salmons that says, sounds like John got heat stroke if he thinks it isn't hot.
I'm kind of getting acclimated to it by this point in the year.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a strike one, pitch 1-1. You know, it's funny. When I walked out this morning to go to breakfast, when it hits you, okay? The weather is like that from middle of May to the middle of October in southern or southwestern Louisiana. I can promise you that.
Oh, yeah.
1-1 to the plate. Strike two called, and the count 1-2. I mean, I remember when I used to go to work at KPEL radio in Lafayette at like 5 in the morning. And I mean, you hit the door, it's over. I mean, you're walking from air-conditioned comfort to a sauna.
I remember some of that.
1-2, fouled back again, and it stays a ball in 2 strikes.
Basic training in San Antonio, Texas.
Yep.
June and July.
Oh, yeah.
Days of just, you walk outside. There was really no reason to take a shower. You were going to be wet as soon as you got outside.
You're going to be wet as soon as you got outside. That's exactly right. 1-2 the count. The pitch, here it is by Whitaker, lifted foul again. Well, you've had a chance to travel around the league a little bit. How do you see things here early on?
Well, I'll give you how quickly the season goes. After tonight, we'll be 25% of the way through the regular season.
Wow.
We'll have, I think, 56 games under, and of the 220 we'll play for the regular season.
Here's a liner, left field. That's a hit, and that's going to be trouble. Down into the left field corner it goes. And Beal comes up with it, but not before it becomes a double for Luke Janier.
That time for Junior.
So Luke could double to left. Junior at second and Vergara at third. 2 hits for the Hoppers, who now have 4. And here's Donaldson, who reached on an error his first time.
The first few, about the first 10 days or so, give or take, we were running right on the college average, as in if you score more than 7 runs, you have a 95% chance of winning. And if you give up less than 4 runs, you have a 95% chance of winning. And we were running right at that, 806 to 361.
Okay.
So we were right there.
Now, I've never swing and a miss. Your theory there about more than 7 and more than 4.
Less than 4.
Or less than 4.
Right.
I've not heard that theory before.
Well, that's tracked statistically across college baseball.
Okay.
But the next part of that is this past 3 or 4 days, we may have blown that out of the water.
I was going to say, there have been a lot of high-scoring games. Ball one of one to count.
When you've got 20, let's see, last night I think there was a 19, a 20, and a 21 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think the other one, the low-scoring game, was only 16 runs, not by one team, but combined.
Right. 2-1 is the next pitch from Whitaker, misses high.
And we started a lot of them at the first of the season, 3-2, 4-1, 3-0. We had a lot of those games, but these fellas have figured out how to use that wooden bat to hit the ball now.
They sure have.
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss on the next one. It's 2-2.
But that's the statistics to keep up with. Like I said, a quarter of the way through the season already. It goes by very quickly.
It does. And, for the most part, you can say this also. As Whitaker gets ready from the stretch, the left-hander deals 2-2. Here's a ball to the right side. A one-bouncer to the second baseman. Blandy goes to first for the out. One down, but Donaldson does get an RBI as Vergara comes home to score to make it 8-2. Janier goes to third. And Sullivan, with his Pass the Dutchie 80s music, comes to the plate. I love his and Zarlingo's choices of music.
What's Darlingo using?
Let's Groove by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, okay.
I told him he could take the entire library of Earth, Wind, and Fire and come up with pretty good walk-up music for every night of the season, or every at-bat for the season, for that matter.
You're
Foul
right.
ball, strike one.
You're right. There's a lot of it out there.
Yep. No, what I was going to say, we talk about the quickness of the season. You really haven't had many problems with weather.
Correct.
Knock wood.
Right. We had a couple isolated, and then we had one night where we rained out the whole league.
Right. But Mother Nature caused that in reality, not necessarily the teams, as that pitch is a strike 0-1 or 0-2.
And the nice part is, geographically, we're getting so spread now that if it's raining out in one place, it's not necessarily raining out in another because of the drives. Just because it's geographic spread.
Popcorn showers, as my friend Bud Tyler used to call them years ago. 1-2 the count.
And then even when they're around the area, if they don't rain where you are, you can still play.
You can still play. Yep.
Which is tough. I mean, sometimes guys have to push when it doesn't look good.
Here's a 1-2, hit foul, first base side, and that's going to drift on out of play.
They do have to work hard at it and get ready, knowing that there's rain in the area. So that's a whole day's work for the field crew, the guys, to get these fields ready every day.
Absolutely.
And get them lined. So you got to take care of it, keep them mown. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes in that people don't see happens all day long.
You're right. Now, here's a question I want to ask, and I'm going to put some hypotheticals in it. Let's say, for example, Louisville or Du Bois County is coming here. There is, and I guess you could even use Fulton in the equation because it's the longest trip in the league, and vice versa if you were Fulton going to Louisville. But first, Whitaker is going to toss us a 1-2 pitch to the batter, Sullivan, and that's a ball high, 2-2. How do you determine, let's say, it might be raining on your way or might be raining in Fulton but not raining in Louisville? How do you make the decision whether to go ahead and play? Is that up to the individual teams to?
Well, each team's home management is going to make that decision.
Swing and a miss, Sullivan out on strikes, 2 down.
Is this field playable? If it is, let's go on. Can we get it playable? As in, if we skip batting practice today, can we get it playable before game time? So that's a negotiation that kind of goes on all day, and you really want to try to make as many of those decisions as you can before the other team gets on the bus. So it makes a difference.
Well, I'm going to cite an example that happened at this ballpark several years ago. Involved Du Bois County. Here's Alanis fouling one off. They were actually here.
I know.
And it came a flood.
Yes.
There was no way we could play.
As a matter of fact, Andy Lasher and I sat over here in this dugout together and watched it pour down rain.
Yes.
Just look and goes, how long are you going to wait? Well,
foul ball, strike 2.
It's supposed to end soon. However,
it didn't.
It didn't. It just kept pouring down rain.
Oh, and it was one of them gully washer kind of rains, man.
And this field, the way this field drains, you sit and watch it rain.
Well, at that time, this field did not, as the 0-2 as high wanted to. It did not have the brick dirt on it, if you
Correct.
recall.
That's true.
Now it has the brick dirt where it absorbs the water much better, because you used to have problems at first base and even out around shortstop. But now with the brick dust that they use on this infield, there's not as much problem. Alanis fouls another left side to count 1-2.
Yeah, in the ancient days when I was the GM here, he comes in down off the left field, in behind about where the third baseman's standing now. He's about 15 feet off third base.
Right.
Between there and the shortstop, ran in front of second base, and it dumped over here in first base.
That's very true. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Alanis is out on strikes, and the Hoppers are gone here. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. The Hoppers have stranded 2. So we are through 4 innings on the Holiday Inn Suites Convention Center scoreboard, with Owensboro leading 8-2. We will continue our visit here between half innings with OVL President John Bruce. But I think you have to be pleased with how everything, operations and all, have gone thus far.
It takes an effort from 11 different organizations, all putting it together. It's some negotiation between, like I said, when you're trying to take care of, no one wants to make the long trip and then sit in the dugout and watch it rain. So the way you take care of that is you take care of each other, because you never know when you're going to be on the other end of that.
Right.
So you press to play, you try to get the field ready so that everybody's okay and you've got a good surface to play on, and you get the ball game in as a schedule. Because, the people expect you to, the radio's set up for it, the advertisers are, all these things are in motion to make every game happen. And they all start really in the early afternoon. You mentioned Louisville to Fulton. And if you weren't aware, we had a medical emergency. The Louisville team was traveling to Fulton tonight. That's why that game is not being played.
Oh, okay.
And on the way, they had a medical emergency with one of the players on the bus. So you got to stop and get him to medical attention, etc. And I won't get into the privacy details of that. But the bottom line is they're not in Fulton tonight.
Yeah.
Once they got that calmed down and got the young man taken care of, they were headed back to Louisville.
Couple of changes for the Hoppers now. Hunter Hayden is in the game to play center field here in the 5th inning, and Jacob Dilday, the recent Hopkinsville High graduate, 4th appearance of the year, 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 5 walks, 5 walks, 10 strikeouts, ERA of 6.35, has not allowed a home run. He's the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Hoppers here in the 5th. And folks, if you've not used the OVL website to get your stats and stay up, do it.
A lot of work and effort. Zach Bullock does a great job taking care of that. And it really, he's making wonderful improvements that continue on. If you ever need to know how to get to another ballpark, there's directions, a little map shows you where places are.
Yep.
For every one of those, and as well as the stats, the media guide, the schedule, the standings, and he updates that every night. So you're right. Encourage folks to take a look at it. It is a lot different than even 2 years ago.
It sure is. And the curve is a strike called to the leadoff man, Tyler McClure. 193 here tonight. Smallest crowd of the season. But with the weather and all, you have to kind of take all that into consideration.
Yeah, there's probably 1 or 2 people that stayed home to listen instead of being here at the ballpark.
Mr. Salmons is good at observing on television. Anthony Smith now in the game catching for the Hoppers. That was not mentioned a moment ago. And the pitch is a called strike, and the count is 1-2.
But yes, you can watch TV, you can listen on the radio. There's just multiple ways to enjoy the game.
Multiple ways, absolutely. Here's a bouncing ball back to the pitcher. Dilday will play it, throws to first, 1 out. John, we had an ex-Major League announcer who is a friend of mine by the name of Bob Jameson lives in the Nashville area. For many years, he was the voice of the Sounds and then went to the California Angels when they were known as the California Angels in the early 90s. He watched our game the other night. We were over at South Warren.
Oh, very good.
Doing the Franklin ball game, filling in.
Excellent. Ooh.
Here's a ball hit in the air toward right center, and that's going to be in there for a hit for Logan Bland. So the Dogs have a base runner at first with one out, back to the top of the order, and Beal. And yes, we do appreciate the folks at the OVO getting the stats out every day, and I am learning it's making announcers' jobs a lot easier, boy, than it is. And no disrespect to Game Changer when I say this, because that's where a lot of it is. Here's a flare toward left, and that's going to fall in for a hit for Beal. He's now 3 for 4 in the ball game. Runners at first and second for the Dogs with one out. But the font on for us old guys' eyes, you know, and now I'm fixing to go to bifocals for the first time, so hopefully it's going to be a little easier. Here is James Denton, the hitter now. He is 0 for 2 with a walk and a couple of runs scored.
These are incremental changes that we make year to year.
Here's a foul ball at first, strike one.
So, you know, you get to Game Changer, so now you've got the input going, the stats, people can follow along there.
Right.
The statistical analysis, we actually import a lot of that, and then it goes to the website, so we can cut it differently, which is what both fans and the college coaches have asked for. That's why you're getting some of the stats you're getting. And then, of course, we've asked the media guys, what are you looking for? Yep. Same idea.
Same idea. And we appreciate it so much. Curveball strike. And the count is 0-2. And I've got a couple of ideas I will mention to you in another time, in another setting, just a suggestion to help an old eye guy out here. Here's a pitch. And it's 1-2 as it misses on the inside corner. But go to OhioValleyLeague.com if you need to take a look at the stats, standings, keep up every day.
There's synergistic changes that just help. If the more people you help, the better the product comes.
Fastball is outside from Dilday. The count 2-2. Jacob, the third pitcher of the night, behind Chase Harlan and the starter Ryan Tressler for Gary Vaught's Hoppers. It is 8-2 Owensboro. Dogs have scored at least one run in every inning. High a ball, and the string is out 3-2 to the batter, Denton. Ohio Valley League President John Bruce joining us here, and got another topic along the league line here as we get a moment. Foul ball, 3-2. I had a chance to spend a little time Friday or Saturday night with Phil Kundle, and he was telling me, the Franklin owner, that plans are he wants to move that franchise to Bowling Green next year, full permanent.
Right.
And he has aspirations of, as Dilday delivers 3-2, and here's a ball rifled in the air to right, but Tachioka's right on it. Oh, the runner's going to try to challenge him. Throw is cut off, and first and third now for Owensboro with 2 outs. Denton flies to the right fielder Tachioka for the second out, and here is Adderley. Called out on strikes, hit into a fielder's choice and grounded out. But anyway, Phil was telling me that he is hoping to be able to get that second franchise put into play in Clarksville and get the league to back to an even 12 teams.
Right. You know, and then the other part that's going on in other places, there's two more true opportunities for the 23 season. So we'll see if adding 3 in 1 year, that's a big hump.
Pitches a ball, and it's inside. Stolen base, though, for Beal on the play as he moves on down to second base. 1-0 the count to the batter, Adderley.
That's one of those, not saying we can't do it, but it's a big deal.
Ambitious, I guess, would be a good word.
A little ambitious.
1-1 the count.
But maybe not too much so.
Well, from some things I have heard that obviously we can't discuss on this air because it's still in preliminary talks.
Absolutely preliminary talks.
So
way too soon to announce the wares and all that.
Yeah.
So because the situations are just not there yet.
Yeah.
You know, it takes two big elements, or 3. You got to have a place to play.
Right.
You got to have someone who run the operation, because it's a business, okay, and then you have to have somebody who can do the day-to-day, the coach, the recruit, to run that stuff as well.
Exactly.
So you got to have all three of those elements to come together.
1-1 pitch from Dilday is upstairs, ball 2. 2-1 now to Adderley.
And when you get them all together, then you got a franchise.
You got a franchise.
You're off and running.
Yes, sir. But I will say this about the South Warren facility. I had not had a chance to, is that's a 2-1 foul back out of play, 2-2. That's the first time I've been there to do a baseball game. I've done a couple of football games there, but boy, they have a great baseball facility there. That's a perfect place for the Doolers or whatever they will be called next year in Bowling Green to play.
It is. It's a very nice facility, and of course they're adding on in behind it there.
Right.
A pitching facility as well as a football locker room.
2-2 to the plate, popped up first base side. That may get out of here as well, and it does. 2-2 still to count.
But yes, been on that field a couple of times myself on the football side.
Yes, sir. I've broadcast a couple of football games I just soon forget because South Warren has been a 5A juggernaut now for the last 2 or 3 years. Here's a 2-2 to Dilday. Got him from Dilday, rather, and got to Adderley swinging for the out, 2 down. Here is Davis, who's reached on a double, struck out, reached on an error, and scored. Well, that is the 3rd out. I'm sorry. I jumped ahead. Thought it was just the 2nd out.
Oh, man, I got you off your game. Sorry about that.
No, you didn't. No, John, you didn't. My old eyes are getting me off the game. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. Owensboro stranded 7. Middle of the 5th. We'll take a break and come back and visit with John Moore on the Holiday Inn Suites Convention Center scoreboard. It's Owensboro 8, the Hoppers 2 on Hoppers Radio.
How do you find a guy to help you at this point in the season?
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Anthony Smith, who came on to catch in the top of the inning, is leading off for the Hoppers here in the 5th. Smitty has had a real nice season for the Hoppers, and he takes the first pitch for a ball. Anthony Smith hitting at .436, 2 homers, 6 runs batted in. And the next pitch is a ball from Garrett Whitaker, who's been in from the start, or the start of the 3rd inning, I should say. Smitty is out of Greenwood, Indiana, and Franklin College. And let's see here. Did he look to see if he played last night? He did not. Will Spear was in the ball game. Well, he did pinch hit. I forgot about that. Went 1 for 1 with an RBI. 3-0 pitches a strike, and it's 3-1 to Anthony Smith. John Bruce, the Ohio Valley League president, visiting with us here. It's always great to have him share his words about the great things that are going on in this league.
I get to see the world from a different perspective.
Absolutely. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
And it really is different to look at it from not cheering for a team. It's good and bad. The other part of it is I'm never cheering for a team.
And you don't have a home game either, do you? Here's a fly ball to center, and that'll be caught by McClure, 1 out.
I do not have any home games. You're right. This is as close as I get to a home game.
You're kind of like referee in football or basketball. You do not have a true home game.
True. Although, I don't know, I was here a week or so ago, something like that, whatever it was, 10 days.
Yeah.
See, they kind of run together for me a little bit, too. But
yes.
And I was able to visit with a lot of friends from here.
Archuleta on the first pitch pops it up. Short right, who is going to take it. And it'll be put away for the second out. That was hauled in by the right fielder, Arbini. Two down in the top of the order now, and Joshua Rodriguez, rather.
Folks I would never have met, I don't think, if it were not for the Hoppers.
Absolutely.
And having seen them for several years, come to the ballpark night after night, and it was very good. I enjoyed reacquainting with them all.
8-2, Owensboro leads, and J-Rod sends one in the air to deep left center. And that ball is going to be in there. J-Rod will make the turn at first, and he's in with a stand-up double, his second hit in 3 tries.
I'm not sure the left fielder saw that ball.
I almost didn't see it. I knew it was tagged well.
The route he took kind of tells you, yeah, you're not watching this one.
Nope.
Or you didn't see it.
For Jonathan Rodriguez, J-Rod his second double, the 20th of the year for the Hoppers, and here is Ren Tachioka.
Oh yeah, look at the sky.
Yeah,
there's just enough little puffy clouds floating around places.
You know, I love watching this kid play, Tachioka.
Okay.
He reminds you so much of his mannerisms when he comes to the plate, his batting stance. I've said this several times, and probably will sound like a broken record ball one. He reminds you of Ichiro. There's so many similarities to Ichiro Suzuki when he comes up.
I've watched him make a couple of cannons from right field.
Boy, that one in the Du Bois County game to open the season, my goodness. And then he had a seed here earlier tonight. The runner didn't go after the ball got there so quick. 1-1 to Ren. He went 4 for 5, as we mentioned earlier here last night. But he's just a hard-working kid, goes out, plays hard. And, I mean, he's got some pop in his bat when he hits one. If he gets a hold of one, it's got some good pop to it.
He has some speed.
Speaking of that, there's a pop towards center. And it will be in for a hit. Tachioka's going to try to stretch this into a double. He does. And the good guys get a run. Back-to-back doubles here. And Tachioka will pick up his 7th RBI as J-Rod comes around to score to make it now an 8-3 ball game. Hoppers have scored now a run in the last 3 innings. Here's Luis Vergara, who's flied to center, and he's also hit a single and scored 1 run. I still say the future of this league with where we're headed, you know, potentially more cities, and we say it every year, you know, the future in this league is so bright.
Well, thanks for that. I hope you're right.
First pitch is a called strike, and the count is 0-1.
But I said it's a lot of hard work by a lot of folks to make that work, make that happen.
Tell you, I've had a chance to travel a couple of times this year. I've been to Paducah, and now I've been to South Warren to play. To watch Franklin and the Hoppers play. Had a great visit with Kyle Scheck-Snyder Saturday night before the game. 1-1 the count to the batter, Vergara. He is doing a great job over there with the Doolers. Former Hoppers assistant, and then was the interim coach toward the end of the year last year. 2 outs in the inning. Hotline, President's Hotline. You're like Batman, you got the bat phone.
Bat phone, yeah.
Yeah. 1-1 with 2 outs. Hoppers with a run in. It's 8-3 Owensboro as we play here in the 5th. Here's a ball lifted in the air towards center. Drifting back is the center fielder McClure. And that one is caught near the fence, and that will end the inning. Well, on that note, John, we are going to let you roll because I know there's some folks here that you probably want to take a little minute time and visit with, but we always enjoy having you come up and chat with us.
Thank you very much. I always appreciate the time. And enjoy the evening, enjoy the baseball. Here we go.
Absolutely. Ohio Valley League President John Bruce. Remember the website, ohiovalleyleague.com. Hoppers trail 8-3 on the Holiday Inn and Suites Convention Center scoreboard. We'll go to the 6th. Back in a moment. This is Hoppers Radio. Leading this game over the Hoppers. Davis has had a double, struck out and reached on an error. The pitch. That one's whacked hard in the air to right. Ren Tachioka up near the fence, and this one is caught by the right fielder. A great play by Tachioka for the first out.
Shortstop number 13, Dylan Abbott.
Here's Abbott has walked, singled in a run, doubled in a run, and scored a run himself. 8-3 Owensboro as we play here in the 6th. Did you heard John mention Fulton and Louisville not playing tonight due to medical issues involving a Louisville player on their bus? Hopefully all is okay with that. One pitch, fouled back 1-2 to the batter, Dylan Abbott. Do you remember 21st night of September? The 1-2 pitch by Jacob Dilday. Low it away, 2-2. Oh, we just having a little fun at the ballpark. Aren't we, Bruce? We having a little fun at the ballpark, aren't we? Well, of course we are. Greer says we're having fun. Absolutely. Pitches a ball, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the 6th inning. And that's ball 4, and Abbott reaches on a walk. For Jacob Dilday, that's his first walk of the game, and the hitter now will be J.J. Arbini. Had a single in the 4th, reached on an error, scored in the 3rd, and struck out in the 1st. First pitch swinging. Here's a foul ball out of play right side. Strike 1. To J.J. Arbini, the batter for the Owensboro River Dogs here in inning 6. Out of Tecumseh, Michigan, and plays at Saginaw Valley State University, where former Hopper, or he may be coming back. We're just waiting to get the official word. Ethan Dufresne plays, and Tim Crow coaches. The pitch. Here's a ball lifted in the air toward right. Tachioka is going to have another shot at it. And Wren's got it for the 2nd out. Two-out batter is Noah Gilbert. Had a fielder's choice his last time up. Has fly to right and single. 1 for 3 in the game. Dawgs scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Hoppers have scored single runs in each of their last 3 at-bats.
Catcher Noah Gilbert.
Owensboro with 10 hits in the game to go with their 8 runs. Pitch is a strike, and the count is 0-1 to Gilbert. One strike with 2 outs. Pause in the pitch. Here's a ball lifted in the air towards center. Should be an easy play for Hunter Hayden. It is. And Owensboro retired here in the 6th inning. No runs, hits, or errors. 1 left. And Owensboro, by our count, have left 8 men on base. And for the second straight inning, a goose egg on the board for the Dawgs. We go to the bottom of the 6th on the Holiday Inn and Suites Convention Center scoreboard. It's still Owensboro 8 and the Hoppers 3. Hoppers here. Luke Janier, the DH, up to start it off. Double to left his last time up. And popped to the shortstop. By the way, Hayden will bat 3rd in the inning. He came on to play center field in the 5th inning. Strike called to Janier. Glad to have all of you with us on Hoppers Radio and on Hoppers TV if you're looking at us that way. Bouncing ball down the line at 3rd, foul. And the count now 0-2 to the Hoppers leadoff man, Janier. Don't forget the Hopper Youth Camp starts tomorrow. $75 per participant, ages 5 to 12. They'll register right here at Tiger Field starting at 8:30. With camp kicking off at 9 tomorrow morning, and it'll be that way for the next 3 days, 9 a.m. to noon every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Pitches a ball, and the count now 1-2 to Luke Janier. Come on out, youngsters. You're going to get a Hopper T-shirt and a free pass to a Hoppers game and great baseball instruction. The 1-2, 2-2 as that one misses high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Whitaker ready with the next. Here it is, 2-2. Got him swinging. And Janier out on strikes, 1 down. Strikeout number 4 for
Third baseman, number 15, Drew Donaldson.
Whitaker, who came on in the third inning behind Nick Judd on this hot night. Donaldson has reached on an error and grounded out. Now the pitch, and it's a ball. Foul ball on the next pitch, 1-1. And the next pitch, a called strike. Whitaker ahead in the count, 1-2. Owensboro 8 and the Hoppers 3 as we play in the bottom of the 6th. Hoppers trying to get back in this thing, maybe. Ball is high. Owensboro has not been a successful start. They are 1-9 coming into play tonight. And the next pitch is a ball. String is out at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Now the pitch. And that one's sent into center field, and that's a 1-bouncer for a base hit for Drew Donaldson.
Long single for Drew Donaldson. Your batter now will be center fielder, number 11, Hunter Hayden.
Have that as the Hoppers' 7th hit of the night. Here's Hunter Hayden batting for the first time. Hayden hitting at 364. No homers and 2 runs batted in on the year for Hunter. Out of Kentucky Wesleyan in Owensboro, plays in Goshen. Or is from Goshen, I should say. First pitch swinging, foul ball, strike 1. Pitch is high. It's off the glove of the catcher, Gilbert. Moving to second base is going to be Donaldson on a pass ball. One ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Runner at second for the Hoppers. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a good curve. Hayden is down to the count now, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Time is called. Whitaker out of a stretch. The left-hander deals up and in for a ball. It's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hunter Hayden. One out, runner at second base. That is Donaldson. He singled and reached on a pass ball after Janier struck out to start the inning. Tied a ball, and the next one makes the count full. The string is out at 3-2. Payoff pitch forthcoming from Whitaker. Here it is, ball 4. And the Hoppers have 2 on with 1 out. That is, I'm reading my notes right here, the first walk allowed by Whitaker. Batter now will be E.J. Alanis, who has struck out and flied to left. Now we'll have a conference at the mound. Vic Evans has his infield there. And again, this gives us a second to remind you about our friends at Chick-fil-A on Fort Campbell Boulevard as Owensboro gets some activity in the bullpen. Peach Shakes are back. I saw some folks go out with peach shakes today when we were there for lunch. Of course, on these hot days, a good cool salad. Boy, they have a great Cobb salad at Chick-fil-A. You can get either grilled or fried chicken in it. All kinds of great treats. Go out and see the gang at Chick-fil-A as Alanis comes to the plate there on Fort Campbell Boulevard. Jeremy Thompson, the proud proprietor of that business. Good sports fan. 2 on, 1 out for Alanis, who is 0 for 2. Here comes the pitch, and there is a strike. And the count is 0-1 to Alanis. We are at 2 hours and 10 minutes into this game. And we're in the bottom of the 6th. And the good guys are down 8-3 to the Owensboro River Dogs, who struck for 7 of their 8 runs in the first 3 at bats before the Hoppers could get a run in the bottom of the 3rd. Ball 1 is away. 1-0 to Alanis. 1 ball and no strikes. Or make that 1 ball and 1 strike, I'm sorry. 1-1. The pitch, here it is. 2-1 as that misses high. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Now the next pitch is a ball, and the count is 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike. To the batter, Alanis, with runners at first and second. Pitch fouled back. It's 3-2. In the battle of the first place teams, bottom of the 5th, it's Henderson 6, full count 3. Henderson 8-1, full count 7-2 on the season. They lead their respective divisions, north and south. Stretch by Whitaker. Check of the runners, 3-2 to Alanis, and he skies one a mile high, foul ground, third base side. It'll be caught over there by the third baseman, Adderley, for the second out. 2-out batter will be Anthony Smith.
Number 24, Smitty, Anthony Smith.
He flied to center in his first at bat in the last inning. Smith came on to replace Greg Lyle, the second, who did have 1 hit in the game. Scored 1 run, had an infield single, scored on a wild pitch actually back in the 3rd inning. 2 on, 2 outs. Whitaker on this hot night working on the bump. Here it is. And it's a strike called, and the count 0-1. 1 strike and nothing. Now the 1-0, runners go, throw to third, safe there and safe at second base as well. Double steal works very nicely for the Hoppers as they get the runners into scoring position. Donaldson the third. Hayden to second base. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Smitty. Let's see if Anthony can put one in the field of play where the Hoppers can get a couple of runs and get back in this. 8-3, they trail here in the 6th. Pitch in the dirt, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Whitaker working out of a stretch. Checking a pitch. Low for a ball. 3-1. The count now to Anthony Smith with Alex Archuleta in the on-deck circle. 8-3 Owensboro. Whitaker working from the stretch. The left-hander kicks and deals. Here it is. Strike 3 called. Pitch looked a little inside from up here as Smitty tossed the bat away thinking the same thing. 5 strikeouts now for Whitaker, and gone are the Hoppers in the 6th. No runs on 2 hits and 2 left. The Hoppers have left 5 altogether in this ball game. We head to the 7th inning. Or no, they're going to say it was a ball after all. Foul tip maybe or something. I don't know. 3-2 the count. Here it is. And that one's popped up back this way. And it will be caught for the 3rd out. Actually caught by the catcher Gilbert. And that will end the inning. So the scoreboard must have been short a pitch. Now we can say no runs, 2 hits, 2 runners left on base. And the Hoppers have stranded a total of 5 in the ball game. Well, we will head to the 7th inning, and on the Holiday Inn and Suites Convention Center scoreboard after 6, Owensboro 8 and the Hoppers 3. On an error and fouled out to the right fielder Tachioka.
Number 7, Tyler McClure.
Got to get Harry ready to sing here in a little bit. Try that again. Hit the wrong button. There we go. First pitch is ball 1. One-0 pitch from Jacob Dilday is a called strike, and the count evens 1-1 to Tyler McClure. Owensboro 8 and the Hoppers 3 as we play here in the 7th. Swing and a miss, and the count is 1-2. 10 hits on the night for Owensboro. 7 for the Hoppers. 4 errors for the homestanders. 1 for the Dawgs. Here's a pitch. Got him swinging, strike 3. They'll throw it on down to first as the pitch was a little low in the dirt.
Hollenberger Hopper strikeout.
And Dilday gets the strikeout
Dilday.
for the first out of the inning. And for Dilday, that's his second K of the night.
Base number 16, Logan Bland.
Logan Bland has had an infield hit and scored, grounded to first, and singled to center his last time up. Foul ball back, strike one. '76th all-time meeting between these teams. Hoppers lead the series 47-28. 25-13 here in Hoptown, but that number may change to the negative for the Hoppers tonight. Foul ball back. Two and one the count. Dilday ready with the next. The Rend Lake College freshman to be, swinging a foul ball at the plate. And the count evens 2-2 to Logan Bland. Lowest crowd of the season at 193. And we say the weather probably kept a lot of people away. 2-0 pitch foul back. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, the temperature has gone down at near 9 o'clock to 86 degrees. Here's a ball hit in the air toward left center, and that's going to be into the gap. And that is going to be a 1-out double for Bland. Logan Bland has the 11th hit of the night for the Dawgs, and back to the top of the order in Beal.
Dawgs left field number 3, Miles Beal.
Winds are out of the north at 6. And it still feels like it's 98 degrees outside, folks. It feels it too, I promise you. Beal has had a pair of hits, or has had 3 hits, I should say, and has also grounded out. First pitch, did he go around? The peanut gallery thought he did, but no call by the plate umpire Clark, and the count is 1-0. The 1-0 flared in the air toward left, long run. And that's going to be a fair ball into the corner. Vergara will get it, but not before. It's a run-scoring double for the Dawgs, and it's now a 9-3 ball game. Owensboro now with 12 hits in the game, and Beal will pick up an RBI.
First baseman 32, James Denton.
As Bland comes around to score, that's the second double in as many hitters for Owensboro. (9-3) Dawgs lead it in the 7th. First pitch by Dilday. Fastball ripped high in the air to left center. That's going to be a long run for everybody. And nobody will get to this one. Denton trying to make this into a triple. He does, and it's 10-3 Owensboro. Tell you what, Denton tagged that ball, boy. Three straight extra base hits after the first batter struck out. Ten runs and 13 hits for Owensboro now. Dilday stumbled coming off the mound, and that is a balk. That's right. So it's now 11-3. Gary Vaught's on his way out to the mound to talk to Dilday. And we'll get a new pitcher for the Hoppers here in the 7th inning. So we have a break in the action as the Hoppers will get a new pitcher here in the 7th. And on the Holiday Inn and Suites Convention Center scoreboard, your score: Owensboro 11 and the Hoppers 3. Hoppers here in the 7th, and before we tell you about him, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Hoppers Radio.
On air and online, this is WHOP AM Hopkinsville, W237BV Hopkinsville, and WHOPAM.com. Hopkinsville's news, weather, and sports station.
Dylan Brown, the 4th pitcher of the night for the Hoppers here. 3rd appearance of the season, 1 2/3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walks, 2 strikeouts, an ERA of 10.80. For the right-hander Brown, out of Dordt University in Iowa and Clarksville, Tennessee. And the Owensboro hit barrage continues. 4 straight hits. As Adderley singles.
Reese Davis. Excuse me, 37. Reese Davis.
Here's Reese Davis, has flied out, struck out, doubled and scored, reaches on an error and scored. 11-3 Owensboro. Here in the 7th inning. Now the pitch. Nance down and away, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's a foul ball back and a count 1-1.
Appreciate your help returning those foul balls. Merchandise tent. We'll give you a Hooker Beard and Dawgs local ball.
One ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. 1 aboard for the River Dogs of Owensboro, who lead here by the count of 11-3. The pitch is fouled, first base side, now to play. One and 2 the count to the DH Reese Davis. Yes, it is. One ball, 2 strikes. Brown out of a stretch, kicking the pitch. Inside a ball, 2-2. Throw over to first and the runner back. Runner goes, pitches a ball. Throw is to the first base side of second. And an easy stolen base for Adderley. Three and two the count with one out. Runner at second base. Here's a pop foul back out of play. We stay at 3 and 2. Full count of 3 balls and 2 strikes. To the batter, Reese Davis. Turn, look back to second, and Adderley is back to the bag. Brown ready with a payoff, and here's a ball hit to Rodriguez. J-Rod will go to first for the out, 2 down. Davis to third. It'll be up to Abbott, who had a pair of hits early on in the game, a single and a double that both brought in runs. A double in the first, single in the third. He would later score, but has walked twice since then. First pitch is a pounding ball by the mound. J-Rod near the bag at second. Throws him out at first. A nice play. And that will end the inning. Well, Owensboro does manage a couple of runs, and they do it on a total of 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. And on the Holiday Inn and Suites Convention Center scoreboard, 11-3. Owensboro leads it. Time for the 7th inning stretch, presented by Chick-fil-A. All right, Harry. Owensboro leading this game 11-3. Davis making his 4th appearance, third in relief. He's 0-1 on the season. 8 1/3 innings pitched, 11 hits, 10 runs all earned, 7 walks, 3 strikeouts, and an ERA of 10. And he comes on here to face Alex Archuleta to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Arch 0 for 2 is grounded out and flied to right.
Bottom of the 7th. Number 2, Alex Archuleta.
First pitch to him is ball 1 from the right-hander. Whitaker went 4 innings, no hits, 3 runs all earned, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Behind Nick Judd, the starter. Archuleta takes a strike. Count evens to him 1-1. By the way, Chase Harlan went 2 innings for the Hoppers. 3 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned. Here's a foul ball by Archuleta. Count 1-2. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts for Harlan. Dilday in 2 1/3 innings. 5 hits, 3 runs all earned. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Archuleta sends one on the ground to short. And the throw to first is in time, and he's retired. Or did he make it? He made it, apparently. Looked like an easy routine play, but apparently not.
Joshua Rodriguez.
So Archuleta aboard at first base. That was an error by the shortstop Abbott, by the way, that got him there. Ball 1. Owensboro with its 3rd miscue of the night. J-Rod has had a single, a double, and has popped the second. 2 for 3 in this game. Next pitch is a strike, and the count evens 1-1. Next pitch to Rodriguez, hit on the ground to short. They'll go to second out there, throw to first. Not in time. Archuleta forced out 6-4. On the fielder's choice by J-Rod. Ren Tachioka has had a double in 3 tries tonight. Wren, left-hand batter, shows bunt, pushes one, back to the mound. The only play will be to first. Tachioka does his job sacrificing. J-Rod over to second. Sacrifice goes 1-3 for the second out. Here is Luis Vergara, who is 1 for 3, a single to center, and has flied to center twice around that. Owensboro 11 and the Hoppers 3. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning here at Tiger Field. Curveball in for a strike, and the count 0-1. One strike with 2 outs. Runner at second base. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Vergara is down 2 strikes. 2 strikes, 2 outs. J-Rod at second base. Now time is called. Now the pitch. Low and away, ball 1. One, 2 the count. Now the pitch, 2-2 as Davis misses inside. Two, bounce toward third. Long throw by Adderley. And not in time, and everybody's safe. Rodriguez to third, Vergara at first.
DH number 23.
And
Luke
Luke Genier, the hitter. He's had a double, flied to center, and struck out 1 for 3. Vergara reaches on an infield hit. First pitch swinging, foul ball back, strike 1. One strike to the hitter with 2 outs here in the 7th. And here's a pitch going all the way to the screen. And it's now 11-4 as J-Rod scores. Moving to second on the wild pitch is Vergara. One ball and 1 strike to count. Next pitch is hit hard, but foul out of play. Left side, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 11-4, Owensboro in the 7th with a runner at second base. Here's a bouncing ball to third. Another opportunity for Adderley. Throw to first in time, and that will end the inning. But the Hoppers do pick up 1 run in the inning. They do it on 1 base hit, 1 error, and 1 left. They have stranded 6 in the ballgame. We head to the 8th. And after 7 innings on Hoppers Radio on the Holiday Inn and Suites Convention Center scoreboard, it's Owensboro 11 and the Hoppers 4. J.J. Arbini leads off the 8th inning for Owensboro. Arbini, 1 for 4 in the ball game tonight. Dylan Brown ready with the first pitch, and it's in for a called strike. And the count 0-1. Owensboro 11 and the Hoppers foe as we play here in the 8th. The pitch. Ground ball to the left side. J-Rod off balance, throws from short. Got him. 1 down. One away, and the hitter will be Gilbert, the catcher. Has singled, flied to right, hit into a fielder's choice, and has flied to center.
Batting the catch, number 8, Noah Gilbert.
11-4 in favor of the Dawgs. Owensboro got out to an early 7-0 lead before the Hoppers scored a run in the 3rd. Ball 1 is low. And the count 1-0. One ball and no strikes. Brown ready with the next. Here it is. That's a ball hit in the air toward right, down into the corner. Tachioka will come up with it, but it's a base hit for Gilbert. Here's McClure, the center fielder, 0 for 4. Has fouled out, struck out, hit back to the pitcher, reached on an error.
Now batting center field number 7, Tyler McClure.
Here's the first pitch from Brown. Foul ball out of play right side. Strike 1. Ginter announced attendance tonight, 193. Smallest crowd of the year. Understandable with the weather as hot as it is. And Frankie G's got his long sleeves on down there. Good Lord, he's making me hotter. Yeah, he's got his hat on. Yeah, he doesn't have his sports coat on tonight. He and Mr. Gillette pitch in the dirt. And the runner will go to second on a wild pitch. The G-Men, as they call themselves. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike as the next pitch misses inside. 3-1 as that curveball misses away. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss, and the string is out at 3-2. Three-two pitch forthcoming from Brown. Foul out of play right side. We stay at 3-2. Brown ready with a payoff pitch. Here's a pitch, ball 4. 2 on now for Owensboro. 1 out here in the 8th inning. First walk allowed by Brown, and the fourth of the night for a Hopper pitcher. And here is Bland, who doubled and scored in the 7th, singled in the 5th, infield hit and scored in the 2nd, and grounded to first. He's 3 for 4. Ball 1 is outside. Next pitch, foul left side, now to play, 1-1. Next pitch is hit high in the air, right field, down into the corner, and that's going to be in for extra bases. Here comes Gilbert. McClure will be held at third. It's now a 12-4 ball game. McClure stops at third. It's a 2-base hit for Brock, or for Bland rather, and now Brock comes to the plate. That's the second straight double for Logan Brandt.
Now batting left fielder number 3, Miles Beal.
Beal at the plate has had a pair of doubles, a pair of singles, one of which an infield hit, and has grounded to the first. He's 4 for 5 in this game. First pitch to him is ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Next pitch hits the batter, and Owensboro's got the bases loaded. Here's James Denton. Denton's reached on an error. Grounded out, walked, flied to right, tripled and scored on a balk in the last inning. Twelve to 4, Owensboro leads here in the 8th inning. Ducks are on the pond for the River Dogs. Breaking ball from Brown, misses inside for a ball, 1-0. No activity in the Hopper pen as we see a beautiful moon making its way up. White in color. 1-0 pitch is down and inside. That reminds me of a story many years ago. I had a gentleman by the name of Bid Manning over in Bowling Green, used to help me do some high school games as Gary Vaught comes toward the mound. We come back from a commercial break, and I said, Warren East is playing, and they're playing at Chautauqua Park, matter of fact, where the River Dogs play in the state sectional tournament. I don't remember who they were playing that night, but I said, what a beautiful 3/4 moon that's up above Chautauqua Field. And he said, where did you learn to say that? I said, that's something Vin Scully says on TV. There you go. Moon kind of tucked in behind some clouds up there right now as it's making its nightly ascent. Gary Vaught's conference short-lived at the mound. He's on his way back to the Hopper dugout, and cannot be happy with the performance of his ball club tonight after hanging on for a 10-9 win over Fulton last night. Two-0 to the plate. Ball is outside. It's 3 balls and no strikes. 3-0 pitches, ball 4, and that walks in a run. McClure comes in from third. Going to third is Bland. Going to second is Beal. Denton at first with a run batted in. And it's now 13-4.
How about third baseman Adderley?
Adderley, the third baseman up, has struck out twice, grounded out twice, and a single in the last inning. And he whacks the first pitch down into the right field corner, foul. Boy, they've been keeping Tachioka busy down there tonight. Strike one. Brown out of a stretch working. Ball lifted in the air to right. And that's going to be down into the corner. That's going to score one. That's going to score two. And here comes the third man. A bases clearing double by Adderley. And it's 16-4 Owensboro. Gary Vaught's on the way to the mound. And this time he comes with a hook. So we will have a break in the action here in the 8th inning for a new pitcher for the Hoppers on the Holiday Inn and Suites Convention Center scoreboard. Your score, Owensboro 16 and the Hoppers 4. As we pause, this is Hoppers Radio. Wilmington College is the right-hander. Ernst has appeared in 3 games, has 1 save, no wins or losses, has pitched in 3 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and an ERA of 12. So Ernst on the bump.
Batting designated hitter number 37, Reese Davis.
Pitcher Reese Davis at the plate. And he takes the first pitch for, we don't know. Ball 1. Next pitch hit in the air to center. Hit fairly deep. Ball will be caught out there in center field by Hayden. Runner from second will tag and go to third. And that is the second out of the inning. Adderley goes to third.
Shortstop number 13, Dylan Abbott.
First pitch is ball one to Abbott. He is the 9th man to bat in the inning for the Dawgs, who lead here 16-4. Ball hit in the air toward left center. Coming on and making a... No, he didn't get quite to it. Base hit. And we're back to J.J. Arbini again. One 0 pitch is a ball. It's 2-0. Next pitch swung on and missed for a strike and a count 2-1. Arbini, the 10th man to bat in the inning. Here is the pitch by Ernst. Strike at the knees, and the count evens 2-2. The deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Check swing foul over to the Owensboro dugout. Two-two pitch. Strike 3 call, and that will end the inning.
Hopper strikeout for Ernst.
David Ernst will finish up that 8th inning. And for Owensboro, they score 6 times in the inning. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. No Hopper errors. 1 runner left. They've stranded 10. We go to the bottom of the 8th on the Holiday Inn and Suites Convention Center scoreboard with the score. Owensboro 16 and the Hoppers 4. On the pitch. So Denton to pitch here in the 8th. And Jacob White is the new first baseman for the Dawgs here in the 8th inning. Hoppers will have Drew Donaldson to start things off.
Gavin Baxter's your batter for the Hoppers.
First pitch to him is ball one, Donaldson from Denton here. Ball two, 2-0. Swing and a miss, and the count now is 2-1. Next pitch, little single to center field. That'll lead off the 8th. Donaldson now 2 for 4 on the night. Hoppers with their 9th hit of the night.
Center fielder,
Hunter Hayden walked his first time up. Sullivan, or rather, Hayden 0 for 0 officially. Ball one. One ball and no strikes. Next pitch is a strike, and the count evens 1-1. One ball, one strike. Nobody out. Hoppers trail 17-4 in the bottom of the 8th. A swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Next pitch is strike 3 call.
Now batting number 3, Blake Rowe.
One out, and here is Blake Rowe batting. Rowe coming on to pinch hit for Alanis here in the 8th inning. Rowe, left-hand batter, standing in. Rowe out of Franklin, Tennessee, and Southwest Tennessee Community College. One strike to him on the first pitch that was called a strike. Rowe hitting at .333, 3 for 9 on the season. He has an RBI and a couple of stolen bases. (17-4). The good guys are way behind tonight. Rowe fouls it back. It will be their worst loss of the season from a numbers point of view, and could potentially be a run rule game if they don't do some scoring quick. Here's a ball through the left side. That's a base hit for Blake Rowe. Opposite field single by the left-hand batter. Here's Anthony Smith. Smitty has fly to center, fouled out to the catcher. But we're going to have a pinch hitter here for him.
14, Fred Fernandez.
Fernandez to pinch hit here in the 8th. Fred Fernandez out of Venezuela and Olney Central at the plate. Freddie at an even 400 on the year. No home runs. He's driven in 8. Last night was 0 for 4 against Fulton. First pitch is a called strike, and the count is 0-1. One strike to the batter, Fernandez. One out in the bottom of the 8th. 2 on. 17-4. Owensboro in front. That's strike 2 called to Freddie. And the count now 0-2. One out, 2 on. Pitch is hit foul, first base side, out of play. One ball, or no balls, and 2 strikes rather. Now the pitch. Low a ball from Denton, and the count 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. One away in the inning. Now the check and the pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Fernandez down on strikes, 2 down. Well, Archuleta up, but we're, I believe, going to get a pinch hitter here also.
How about it's number 22, Jacob Dukes.
Dupes will pinch hit here for Archuleta. And the first pitch he gets, he swings and misses, does Dupes. Strike 1 from Louisville. Plays at Hanover College. Dupes hitting at 273 with a run batted in. Checking a pitch by Denton. Foul ball out of play, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Denton ready with the next. High a ball. Good fastball, but he missed it high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now a 1-2. Here it is. Curveball hit high in the air to center. McClure has a beat. And that, my friends, is your ball game.
And that, my friends, is your ball game. Thanks for coming out to the Hoppers tonight during the heat.
9:45 we get done.
Thursday night.
3 hours and 10 minutes to play this one.
Don't forget the Hoppers
in the 9th. No runs, 2 hits and 2 left. The Hoppers end up straining 8 in the ball game. Your final score in 8 innings. The Owensboro River Dogs 17, the Hoptown Hoppers 4. Postgame coming up on News Radio WHOP and WHOPAM.com. Presented by Chick-fil-A.